Welcome along to Rockingham Motor Speedway in Northamptonshire, just outside Corby, and clouds are gathering and the cars are gathering on circuit for the next two races in the Motorsport News Ford Fiesta Junior Championship. JJ Ross gets his first pole position of the year with Freddie Lee alongside. Then it's Jack Mitchell and Aidan Moffat on row 2, Ben Wilcox and Charlie Liddell third row. Fourth row, Bobby Thompson and James Manning. Well, you don't have to be a mathematician to work out that one of the cars is missing. It's Bobby Thompson who's not on the grid. That's big disappointment for the Essex youngster, but a green flag from the back of the field. This, remember, the first year of Ford Fiesta Junior Racing. There are more cars being built, more drivers lining up to come in. Kevin Shortis, the championship coordinator, getting inquiries all the time. And away they go. Keep your eyes on the outside line, which is often quicker, but it's not working for Freddie Lee in black 51. It's a great start from JJ Ross, who leads down into turn 1. This is an absolutely daunting corner for anyone, let alone the 14 to 17 year olds racing in the Fiesta Junior Championship, but they all get away superbly. This is the danger moment, up into the Dean hairpin for the first time. The very tight left hand corner, it funnels down from 4, sometimes 5 wide into 2 wide. And I tell you what, the driving standards here, absolutely superb from the youngsters. So it's JJ Ross leading, Jack Mitchell up into second position. Third place is Aidan Moffat, that's the blue and yellow car. Fourth place in black is Freddie Lee as they go around Chapman Curve for the first time, heading up towards Piff Paff. The 88 car, the red machine of Ben Wilcox, trying to come through as well. But let's take a look at the race leader. If you're wondering that perhaps you haven't seen that yellow car before, you haven't. It's a new livery for JJ Ross, the 14-year-old from Watford, and what a start to this new colour scheme for him. Pole position as we go on board with the man who started alongside him, Freddie Lee. Might remember Freddie at the last round, very wet Cadwell Park, clattering into Charlie Liddell, who'd suffered a car breakage at that round, and Freddie trying to get back into a podium position and working hard at the moment as he goes down the school straight. Just a slight brow here, and then it's ever so slightly downhill into the left right complex, which is known as the Brook S's, and it's JJ Ross that leads. Third position Aidan Moffat, fourth place Freddie Lee, but we're going back again down school straight, focusing on the race leader who's got that little bit of breathing space. That means that JJ has got his head down, focusing on racing lines rather than looking in his mirror, and that's exactly the right thing to do at this stage of the race. He knows now, I guess, through the fact that he was on pole position now, as Freddie Lee looks to the outside line of Aidan Moffat. Is Moffat going to hang on to this? He went very low there, and Fred Lee, sensing perhaps a chink in the armour of the third place driver, is going to have a look down the inside. We go on board with the 51 machine here. Out to the wall, let's see what he can do. Is he going to carry a little bit more momentum down into the Dean hairpin? On the brakes, very neatly down the gears, and outside line. Freddie's going for the third place round the outside, but he can't quite carry that momentum through. I don't think there was enough grip on the outside line, maybe a little bit too much momentum. And now, look behind him, he's got Ben Wilcox, the Doncaster youngster, again in a Daniels Motorsport prepared car. Freddie Lee's car prepared by Tim Crichton's Advent Motorsport team. They've been involved at all levels of racing for a long time, but remember them in the BRSCC T-Car Championship, which was the original junior championship. This one, the T-Car is unfortunately no longer running, but this is the BRSCC's junior championship that you need to come into now if you're thinking of making the move into karts. And I know a lot of inquiries have come from karters watching this on Motors TV and saying we didn't realise how cost-effective car racing was, and it's actually cheaper to come car racing than it is to do top-level karting. So if you're in any doubt, then get in touch with Kevin Shortis, the championship coordinator. Have a look at the BRSCC website, or the Motorsport News Ford Fiesta Junior Championship. If you Google it, you'll find us, and you could be out racing for a very competitive price in a very competitive car as we go on board with Ben Wilcox again. This is the battle for fourth position, in fact make it third, because Fred Lee's still in touch with Aidan Moffat there, the blue car in front. Out of the Brook S's they come, and what a view that is. Look at that massive grandstand here. It's just a shame we don't get some more people for the club racing here. The not too many of the locals tend to know that the racing's on, but if they did, perhaps he'll come down next time and see us. You can see Freddie Lee going down onto the white apron. He's got to keep two wheels on the right side of the apron, and he's done that, but now getting a very good run. It's Ben Wilcox down the inside. He might well be in NASCAR. What a fantastic one. He comes out of the draft, comes down, he's got the inside line, and he's closing up on Aidan Moffat. He's up into 4th place. Fred Lee down to 5th. It was a hard but fair fight between the two. It looks like we've lost Charlie Liddell in 32, because remember, all the cars were together. James Manning still running. He's a little way down, the 14-year-old from Rockingham in Norfolk, who's gaining experience of car racing this year, and we haven't seen him in this race. We did see him on the grid, of course, but he's away. So a little shout out for James, who has had let me see, 6 places so far and 1 7th position. But Ben Wilcox has got up into a potential podium and is now going to set about challenging the young Scot. First and second look settled, don't they? JJ Ross has got his head down. As we said earlier in the race, he's got away from Jack Mitchell. Let's look at the lap times. Fastest lap with James Ross, and look at this, a battle for 3rd place on the inside as they go into Tarzan. And has he got it done? They're still side by side, perhaps a little clatter of cars as they go down the school straight. Wilcox senses that Fred Lee wants 4th position back and effectively backs out of that challenge for 3rd position, because he would have got hung out to dry on the outside there. Fred would have come up to the inside, so that was good race reading from Wilcox. And now they're back on the part of the circuit where that overtake started to build last time. Let's see if Wilcox can do it again. Looks to the outside. He went fairly low last time. Is he going to be able to have a good run round the outside? We could just about be at Daytona here. Look at this. Wilcox in the 88 car powers his way round, and he's got his nose in front. Is he going to be able to hang on to it in the braking zone as they come up to the hairpin? No, he's not. There is Moffat. Now is Moffat going to overrun? He goes wide. Moffat's off to Corby, down the shops, I think, but to be fair to him, he recovered well, and he's got back on track, or got back on the racing line, I should say, ahead of Freddie Lee. But look at the advantage that has given Ben Wilcox up into 3rd place, and Freddie Lee ready to pounce on the mistake. Inside line as they come down into Yentwood corner, and he couldn't quite do it. There's a little moment there to, was it wipe or adjust his visor? He's got his hands back on the wheel, up through Chapman Curve. Now, left-hander into Piff Paff. This one goes on and on and on. A little short straight called Steel Straight in deference to the former steelworks that was here. But we're back with the race leader. Pole position, fastest lap, and race lead at the moment over Jack Mitchell in 2nd position. Mitchell's going to extend the championship lead. That's exactly what he needs to do. The irony is he can actually afford a couple of DNFs at the moment in terms of the drop scores. But out of Tarzan they go, down the school straight once again, and it's JJ Ross still out front in the yellow machine. Jack Mitchell in 2nd place. Here they come then. Fred Lee's going to have another go for 4th position. Freddie challenging Aidan Moffat, the Scotsman, still hanging on to that 4th place, and it was just that wide run down into the hairpin that lost him a potential podium. Let's see whether he's going to be able to hang on to that. That's the last lap board going out, so it's 2 miles around the Rockingham Motor Speedway before the checkered flag comes out. This is the view again from the 51 car, the Advent Motorsport prepared car of Freddie Lee, whose dad Barry, multi-champion in all sorts of disciplines. Barry Lee, an absolute motorsport hero, certainly of mine. And Freddie's looking down the inside line again, very tight into the hairpin. Now can he hang on? He's giving the driver on the outside room. Aidan Moffat's got room, but Aidan's going to have the inside line as they come down into Yentwood, and he hangs on to 4th place. Fred's really having a go for it. Aidan just a little bit wide. Fred can't carry the momentum through Yentwood to look down on the inside. This is another overtake opportunity here into Chapman Curve, and again up into Piff Paff. There are so many twists and turns on this, the only anti-clockwise circuit that you'll see the youngsters racing on this year. It really is a superb place to come and watch. This is going to be very good training for these youngsters, because of course the touring cars race here at Rockingham, and that's what these guys aspire to. And this is the race leader. I'm not going to speak too soon, but he is perhaps on his way to his first ever win in the Motorsport News Ford Fiesta Junior Championship. He's beating the championship leader. There he is, number 19, Jack Mitchell, the 14-year-old from West Kingstown down near Brands Hatch in Kent. Jack Mitchell in second. It's going to be useful points for Jack, but let's not speak too soon because we've got the Brook S's to do, and JJ Ross has done absolutely everything perfectly so far in this race. Very rarely that you see someone on pole position get away into the first corner first here at Rockingham, but JJ did it, and there's his first checkered flag. JJ Ross is another first-time winner in the Junior Fiestas who takes it. Second position, Jack Mitchell. Third place is Ben Wilcox. Ben Wilcox taking his second career podium, with Aidan Moffat coming home in fourth place. A win for James Ross, fastest lap as well to add to the pole position. Jack Mitchell second from Ben Wilcox. Aidan Moffat hanging on to fourth place despite the chasing of car 51 Freddie Lee. And James Manning gets another sixth place to add to his collection, completing the finishes. Sadly a non-finish for Charlie Liddell.
Right, Jack, well, you came second after the first race. Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, at the start it was quite a good start, which put me straight behind James. So he started defending quite early on, which gave me a struggle to try and get past him. I didn't manage to overtake him, but I just settled for second, but I'm very pleased with the result.
Yeah, it was a very good race. It was close, unlike the rest of the season, where it's been a bit spaced out, but a good solid third.
Welcome to another episode of Racing No Filter. Joining me in sunny California, Bill Wood, and down in sunny Florida, Peter Keene.
We're going to take a look at some of the products HPD has created for the 2012 Honda Civic, and specifically we're going to show you how to install an adjustable sway bar.
Until then, folks out there, you take care.
Want to keep up with all the racing action at the track? Well, download the new Go Racing TV iPhone and Android app. And remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Welcome back to Rockingham Motor Speedway for round 10 of the 2012 Motorsport News Ford Fiesta Junior Championship. Pole position to JJ Ross, Jack Mitchell alongside. Then on row 2, Ben Wilcox and Aidan Moffat, Freddie Lee and James Manning on the third row of the grid. Row 4, Charlie Liddell, and I think an absentee again, sadly, Bobby Thompson, but you can see the cars forming up on the grid and ready for 15 minutes race action once again for the juniors. The inaugural season of junior racing, the championship which is growing round by round, and it's going to be one to watch certainly for the future. The red lights are on and we're getting ready to race. A little bit of creeping from Freddie Lee. I think maybe that was just anticipation from Freddie, and it's JJ Ross again leading from pole position. Aidan Moffat slots in the blue and yellow car into third place. Ben Wilcox dealing with Charlie Liddell, and Liddell, of course, a bit of a damage limitation exercise this weekend for him. He's now had 2 retirements in the championship. There'll be his drop scores, as we mentioned, and through on the inside goes Liddell and Fred Lee. Now, was there contact or was that just a little bit hard going into the hairpin? There's certainly contact on the exit. A side swipe on Charlie Liddell. Again, we'll let the stewards perhaps work out who was responsible there. But through on the inside of Liddell now goes Ben Wilcox. So Wilcox looking up the inside line. Down at the back of the field, it's James Manning, car number 46, the black and green car. The number 19, Jack Mitchell, in second position. This is how they finished race number 1. So, to all intents and purposes, a continuation of the superb 15-minute race that we had earlier on. And pole position man JJ Ross looking for his second career win. His previous best was third place, as we mentioned, a brace of third positions. And this new livery certainly working for him. And we're looking at James Ross, takes the wide line again. Last time he darted down the inside, and we're going to see the yellow car do the same. Now this time he's trying to get a bit more grip on the outside of the circuit to try and tee up a run down the inside into the Brook S's, because after the right hand corner of the hairpin, they go into the left-hander, into the Brook S's. There's the third place car that we were on board with, and just behind him is Ben Wilcox, who seems to not have the rub of the green in the early part of the race. Remember, he was a little way down in race number 1, and we saw him effect 2 very good passes, one on Freddie Lee and one on Aidan Moffat, to take a podium, and he's going to be trying to gun for that as they go under the starting gantry here at Rockingham and onto another lap. 2.0518 miles around here, and the average speed of these cars 70 miles an hour. And when you think that they're going into the slowest part of the circuit now, and they'll go right down into second gear for this corner, and JJ Ross, look at the outside line again. He can't quite get an overlap on the car in front to grab the line, which would really be key and give him the inside line down to Yentwood, but that's exactly what Ben Wilcox has done. Wilcox back into third place and a pass on Aidan Moffat. The Scot is down to fourth, and this is the view from the Scottish driver's car. Will he be able to fight back? Let's have a look and see as they go into Piff Paff. Moffat down to fourth place, working the car hard. You can hear the engine working real hard too. Through the double apex we go, down Steel Straight, and then we've got the curve, left-hand curve, which takes them again on another short straight down into Tarzan. Another overtaking opportunity if you're close enough, and I don't think Aidan's close enough to do anything at the moment. JJ Ross is about half a length shy of being able to have a go at a pass of the race leader, Jack Mitchell, who is still there. So Mitchell perhaps in position to take a third win in the championship. He's had 3 fastest laps this year. Charlie Liddell 4 fastest laps, so he is the top gun, as it were, in terms of getting those fastest laps, and also the pole positions. For those of you that are perhaps interested in the statistics, and probably the youngsters in the championship will be keeping a key eye on those, but Jack Mitchell at the moment now starting to build a little bit of a gap, so breathing space over James Ross. This is pretty much what Ross did. It's the reverse of what Ross did in race number 1, although as they go up to the hairpin again, Ross closes down under braking, and is he going to have a go? My word, he was close there as they went into the hairpin. And precision driving, it's so easy just to get it wrong, lock up, and there could be a tap and you could take the man in front out, but James Ross doesn't want to do that. Wants to win this race fair and square if he can, just like he did in race number 1. Goes for the outside line here, might give him a little bit more momentum up the inside, but the race leader Jack Mitchell still got it covered. These two have given us 2 superb races so far. We're into the last third of our 15-minute race here at Rockingham as we look across this wonderful expanse of time. There's Freddie Lee. So Freddie Lee just going out of shot. He's nursing the car home. That could be crucial for Freddie. Although he's clearly got a mechanical problem on the car, he's nursing it home. That's the sort of thing that can keep him in the championship points. He's 4th in the championship at the moment. Who knows the points he gets from this race? May well get him perhaps a championship podium at the end of the season as James Ross looks again. I thought he was going to turn in, go for the inside line. It was a wide line in. Tries to get a bit of momentum, but again it doesn't work, and he's outfoxed on that corner once again by Jack Mitchell. Over the brow, down towards the chicane once again, into the Brook S's. Left turn now for the race leader. Right turn, grabs the apex, still leading from the number 4 car. JJ Ross still there. Did his ARDS test, that's the racing driver test at Brands Hatch, James Ross, at 13.5. And the first thing he did in a car last season was a demonstration of the Fiestas down at Lyddon Circuit when the championship coordinator Kevin Shortis put the cars out at Lyddon, and to a lot of interest. And as we said, there's a huge amount of inquiries coming through as Ross again goes for the outside line as they go up to the hairpin now. He's tried this before. Let's see whether he can hang on. Has he got the grip around the outside of the hairpin? No, he hasn't. Again, he can't get the overlap, and Jack Mitchell hangs on to it in the number 19 car. Mitchell still the race leader. JJ Ross in second position. Third is Ben Wilcox in red. Wilcox will perhaps be ruining a difficult opening couple of laps for him. Wilcox, ex-Coma Cadet Carter, raced in Rotex Minimax in 2011, making the move to cars. And of course, you know, these guys, they move on, and their compatriots from the championships they left behind. We'll see what they're doing, and they'll want some of this next year. There'll be a lot more drivers coming in. These guys are trailblazing for sure. And trailing Blazing the trail at the front, it is still Jack Mitchell. Now we've got back marker traffic coming up as Ross comes offline again. Outside line at Tarzan. He loves the outside line, does this kid. He really is having a go, but he can't quite do it. There is Ben Wilcox, followed by Aidan Moffat in 4th place. And Charlie Liddell, when we're talking about Freddie Lee picking up valuable points, Charlie Liddell with 2 no scores in the last 2 races, incidentally. It looks like he's probably put that ghost to bed at the moment, because he's on for a 5th place finish and the points are going to be absolutely crucial for him. He can't afford to drop any more. You can have the 2, but he needs to bring the car home every time. Freddie Lee, look at that, superb driving from Freddie, keeping it to the inside, well out of the way of the race leaders. That is textbook stuff from Freddie. He'll be absolutely gutted to be lapped, but he's nursing that car home. He'll finish the race for sure, as again, and Ross goes down the inside and back into the lead as they go into the hairpin. JJ Ross gets the lead back. Now, has he got too much momentum as they went in? There's a crash. This is touring car racing. Bang! Into the side goes Mitchell. Side by side down into Yentwood, and Mitchell's got the lead back. Some real door handling going on from these youngsters. Absolutely nothing malicious at all. But Jason Plato and Matt Neal, you old dogs, watch this, because the youngsters are coming after you. Here they come then, through Piff Paff for the last time, and Jack Mitchell has survived an assault on the last lap to take the lead back. I'm sure the officials are going to see that as just plain racing. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing. And it's Jack Mitchell who's looking for a 3rd career win. He's there at the moment, but we've got another hairpin coming up before the end of the lap as well. And I'm just wondering whether JJ Ross is going to be close enough to pull that manoeuvre again. Here they come then. It's the Tarzan corner where we've got to watch them, and JJ Ross is teeing him up again, comes offline, goes to the outside line. Can he hang on to it again this time? He doesn't seem to have the grip around Tarzan. He'll maybe switch back to the inside. No, he's following him line for line past the race school building here, and surely it must be the race now for Jack Mitchell, who's got the line into the S's. Unless JJ Ross gets an absolutely phenomenal run out of here, the race has got to go to the 19 car of Jack Mitchell, who comes back onto the main straight here, and we'll see the checkered flag. JJ Ross is chasing him. Is he going to come out of the strip? It is too late, and Jack Mitchell takes his 3rd win in the Motorsport News Ford Fiesta Junior Championship from James Ross. Ben Wilcox crosses the line now. Aidan Moffat and Charlie Liddell there. Look at James Manning, is getting closer and closer to the pack. Great progress for the youngster in car number 46. Confirmation of win and fastest lap for Jack Mitchell. JJ Ross 2nd from Ben Wilcox. Aidan Moffat in 4th and Charlie Liddell 5th. James Manning, again as we said, getting closer to the top 5, comes home in 6th place, and Freddie Lee brings 51 home in 7th.
Yeah, again, I got another good start, which put me straight behind James again. So at the beginning, I was right behind his back bumper, and I knew towards the end he would start to pull away a little bit, so I had to go for the lunge, which put me in front of him. So towards the end of the race, I had to start to hold him off a little bit, which I managed to do, and I'm very pleased with the result. Yeah,
it was a close race to start with. I didn't get that well off the line, a lot of wheel spin. About 150 yards behind, first corner, a bit of contact, got through that, and then got back up to, I was down in 5th, got back up to 3rd and pulled the gap on 4th.